Cass Clayton here at 561 Media. I have head coach for West Boca representing his kids for 561 Media Day, Coach Dylan Plus. Thank you so much for taking the time out.
Thank you for having us here today.
I want to first talk about your fresh new coach to the 561 Palm Beach County. Coming in, you've set the tone really quickly. Are you setting the expectations you had coming into county at West Boca?
Yeah, I think we're right on track. When we and my coaching staff took the job 2 years ago, going into year 3 now, we had these expectations of, by year 3 we want to be competing for a state championship, and more than anything, by year 3 and year 2, we want to have the most number of Division I prospects, and I think we're right on, track for both of those things. So, I like to say there's definitely more room for work, and we're not quite there yet. So until we win that state championship and get all these kids to college, we're not going to be finished. But that is the goals, and I think we're right on track to do it right now.
Right. You are in year 3. A lot of people talk about you being a head coach and coming out and hitting the goals and having such a dynamic team. But the assistant coaches that you have as a staff, just fill me in on a few assistant coaches or just talk about some that helped you in a way.
No, absolutely. I think that's one of the things that makes us special here at West Boca is I really believe we have one of the best staffs, not in just Palm Beach County and Florida, but in the entire country. Our defensive coordinator, Coach Gamboa over here, a California guy that played at one of the best schools in California, then played at Montana, then with the Chiefs. We got, Palm Beach County Hall of Famer, Jacoby Ford, great player, great mentor, great everything for the kids. We have a former Lou Groza head coach, a winner, Alfonso Moreno is our defensive line coach, Jason Reed coaching our defensive backs, Rich Alexis, who played with the Jaguars, played at Washington. I can keep going on and on. We just added Mark and Tony Richards, who played at Wellington, who played at UCF as a running back coach. Yeah, I'm announcing it now that we got him over on here on board. We just have Coach Tuzzi who played. We have so many good coaches that have played at a high level, but more than anything, they're good guys too, and that's the most important thing to me. The X's and O's things will come, and the X's and O's isn't at the end of the day what's getting these kids to the next level. It's having good guys that have been there and done that, really believe in pushing the kids to their limits and also getting the best out of the kids, and I think that's what we do best as a staff.
I also want to highlight too, because you were very active during the off season, 7-on-7, a lot of camps. How productive have you seen the kids from the off season going into the fall?
Well, what I talked about a little bit earlier is, you're going to win the games in December, November, and January, and that's the approach we've always taken. And, for us, it's about competing. And I tell the kids all the time, I don't care if we're going out there to the putting green and playing a round of golf, or if we're playing 7-on-7, if we're in the weight room, it's competition. And that's something that West Boca, I think if you came to a practice or workouts, you see that. It's very high level, it's very energetic, it's very competitive. So it's having that competitive nature and just ingraining it into the kids' mind. I always tell them, no matter what you do in life, you want to be the best. I want to be the best coach. I want to be better than Nick Saban and Bill Belichick. I want my running back to be the best running back. And I want them to have that mindset as well too, because it's if you shoot for that level, you might not get there, but you'll get pretty far with it. And that's the approach that I've taken and try to get that our kids to take as well too.
I love that approach, and we were speaking earlier, and we were talking about your approach as far as coaching. Coming into and coaching such a big team of high-profile players, what is your approach with them to keeping them focused throughout the season?
I think it's more so the approach of getting them prepared for the next level and understanding, yes, you might be the high-profile running back right now in Palm Beach County, but when you get to Georgia, Miami, Ohio State, you're going in with 4 other guys that were also high-profile kids. So it's having that, and once they understand that, I think it's, at the end of the day, adults, kids, anything, it's easy to get carried away with everything, with all the accolades, but we have a great group of kids that really are humble and hungry, and that's a credit to not just our coaching staff, but to their parents and the school and the culture that we built, not just within the football program, but at the school of West Boca.
I love that. Let's talk about going into the fall season because it's pretty much here. You guys went 9-3 last season. Pretty big year for year 2 for you. How are you going to build off of that last year into this year?
It's, like I said, we went 9-3 last year, and it was a good year in terms of wins and everything like that, but we're not satisfied. I wasn't satisfied, and until we're winning a state championship, it's not going to be enough. So, I think we set our schedule up in a way to get really tested during the regular season this year. That way we can get prepared for the playoffs. So our goal, our program's goal, our school goal is to be holding that state championship trophy up. And it's more so about the process of doing it every single day and not just worrying about December right now, but just worrying about our next practice.
Speaking of the schedule and the fall, highlight some big contenders or big games that you are looking forward to, and how are you going to prepare your kids for the rivals?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we have a very tough, non-district schedule. We have Benjamin and Palm Beach Central right off the bat, but it's always been taking the approach if we want to be the best first, we need to, we need to be the best in Palm Beach County. So that's our goal to do that. And then, obviously, we want to prepare ourselves for the playoffs. That's why we were able to get Treasure Coast on the schedule, because they're one of the best, just unique offenses they run. If we get into a team like Armwood up in Tampa that's in 6A this year. So there was actually a lot of thought that went going into the schedule. It wasn't just throwing darts at a board and saying, hey, I want to play this guy. We're going over to Bishop Verot and probably playing the best quarterback and one of the best quarterbacks in the country with Carter Smith, who's committed to Michigan. Actually won the Florida Player of the Year award over Jeremiah Smith last year. We're going down to Western playing them, and then we're in and off with Atlantic, and we that's one of the I think after last year's game we're able to create that and bring back that juice between the West Boca and Atlantic, and I think a lot of people are looking forward to it, being a hard-fought match, and it's going to be a very fun game in Week 11. But everything is geared towards getting us ready for the playoffs, and I think that's the main focus, is keeping the kids consistently understanding each week's a big week. There's no letdowns this year. There's no time to say, hey, I'm going to take 2 or 3 weeks off and chill. Like, every week you got to get up and play.
And I have a couple more questions for you. You brought a few of your star players here today. Just talk about them coming to 561 Media Day, or highlighting some.
The group of kids we brought today are a special group of kids, not just from a talent standpoint. I think we all know what they can do on the football field, but just a very high energetic, just good group of kids to be around. I always say, you want to be the kid, you want to be the person that lights up the room when you go in there. You want to be the person that provides energy, that gives that energy. You don't want to be the other way where you're sucking the energy away. And it's a very vibrant group that, and you can just tell the camaraderie between them, the coaches and everything. It's a great group of kids, and I know they really appreciate everything you guys do for them in the county as well, spotlighting them as well.
You do a fantastic job spotlighting your athletes. I just want to commend you on that. You do a fantastic job for the fans, for the West Boca fans and the Boca community. What do you want to tell the people to look forward to?
Just come out, support this season, and I think we're going to give you guys something very fun to watch, and we appreciate everything they've done for us the last 2 years, getting us to this point, and now it's time to reap the benefits of what we've been doing the last 2 years with the. I've always said it's not just a school, it's a community built. We have the whole community rallying and helping us in every way possible. The teachers, the administration, the faculty, the staff, every person in that school is definitely beneficial to putting these kids to give a chance to go to the next level. So, we just want to say, come out and support and keep doing what we're doing.
Coach Potts, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak to New Era Prep. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yep.